Hello and welcome to Offworld Trading Company, the final day of the Guru event here on September 26th. Um, so I have with me Hexapus, and we're going to do a quick sound check. So, all right, go ahead, and Hexapus also keep so we can. It, oh, it's there. It's there. It's showing live on my end, so it should be there. Um, I know it runs at like a 10-second delay, but that should not be. Yeah. So I'm showing that it's streaming well. I'm not showing dropping frames. Okay. Well, let's try to crank that up a bit then. So start speaking so I can do the test. Try again. Hmm. Maybe I need to put you. Oh, that's what I have. I think I have to do on this. Coming from the switch out there. Okay, that back to there. Bring this. That and property. Okay, now try.
Okay, so the lobby is up.
Uh,
We'll start when we resolve the sound issues.
oh, hello, Rahi. Rahi's joined the stream. All right. So,
Awesome.
Rahi, I'm going to have Hexapus speak in just a moment. Tell me if you can hear it well. Hexapus, go ahead.
Uh, I think I can hear myself through your stream, so I'm gonna mute many copy stream. So that, and since Rahi is here, she will help out. She can help out. It's really confusing to hear many copy talk and then hear through the stream again. Uh,
It's like some sort of weird echo. It plays with your brain.
yeah, loud and
Uh,
clear. Awesome.
Loud and
Uh,
clear. Good. Rahi,
yeah,
tell
just
me if at some point my my sound effects become ridiculous because I'm slightly worried that that's going to happen. I have them turned down, so hopefully they will not break people's eardrums, but we'll just have to see.
That's strange. Okay, my OBS is loading. It's crashing, seems like.
In-game menu sounded quite a bit louder than my mic. Hold on. Let me real quick there.
Okay.
I have it very
Unfortunately,
much
my
down. I will try it at barely anything. It it should not be very loud at all. Lobby. There we go.
OBS crashed, so I had to restart my OBS.
Oh, that's no fun.
Time Racer CEO. Division by zero. Games they are also employee. Many copy is an observer.
So this is the last day for anyone to get to guru level.
Yeah, Time Racer. We're all hoping for you. We you can be a guru. You just need to beat Game Slayer and Division by zero this time. I'm sure you can do it.
Do we only have 3 for today?
Rahi can join too if Rahi is interested in joining.
Well, yes, the menu sounds and everything. I, I I find that YouTube doesn't like it when I have the music and sounds on. It tends to give me copyright notices, and I'm not happy when I get those. So I've removed.
Okay. I should.
Coming in. There we go. What's Rahi at?
Rahi is also employee.
Okay. The Time Racers just has to defeat Game Slayer Rahi in Division by 0, all
Piece of
while
cake,
at a
right?
disadvantage.
Okay.
Let's see
So
if he
Game Slayer is going to declare he's going for a classic Game Slayer title. Ready up. Stream is up. So we will start when everyone is ready.
Yep. I'm now reminded of that old Trat stream. Debt is just a state of mind.
It is. Pause your stream too to save some bitrate. Okay, let's go.
And we didn't really have technical issues today yet. Knock on
Don't
wood.
jinx it. Don't jinx it.
I'm trying to find some wood. There we go. I have a scissor block that's made of wood. I just realized my desk is, particle board and not really wood. Like, wait a minute, that won't work.
Particle board is made of wood, kind of.
Kind
with
of.
scrapping, with glue and compression.
It's not really enough to count as wood, but there's a wooden block that I have a bunch of scissors sticking out of. So,
That's good enough.
that is good enough. That is actual wood.
Okay, so this is the final day of the Guru series. We're on series with Division by Zero, Time Racers, Rahi, and Game Slayer, and with me, many copies. So many copies. Do you have a chance to look at the map?
I'm still loading in, so I'm looking at the lovely Yoshimi Robotics screen, and I don't even know if robot is going to be a option to settle at yet.
I hope you manage to get in, because seems that everyone else is in. If not, you can try looking through my stream and comment from there as well. So we are on series Amsterdam, so it's a chemical colony. Resources are generally nice with claims, robots, scavengers, scientists, and elite finds.
Any underground nukes on the market?
No.
That makes Scavenger appealing, because they do not have resource diminution, which is the normal on series.
Are you still loading? Or
I'm still loading.
okay, seems like they started the game without you. Unfortunately, seems like you will be drop out. I guess we'll carry on. Sorry, but you can try to go through my stream to comment. I'll try to adjust my camera so that you can see what
A scientific HQ has been founded.
Oh well, we will attempt. Don't know why it didn't load me this time.
Unfortunate. Okay, so Rahi finds scientists. She started with selling down iron instead of steel, because steel started at half price. Division by zero go
A scientific HQ has been upgraded.
And then Game Slayer is doing a interesting bit where you have an iron, a high solar panel, and then get some silicon and carbon. Pretty spread out. I wonder what his plan is. And then look at Time Racer going for an elite.
The black market is online.
CEO is not tough enough. Going for a double aluminum, a water, and a uranium mine. Is the game slow? Seems like slowing down a bit. Is the game slow?
I guess I'm taking the blame here, because I didn't knock on wood quick enough.
I'll just bring one in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. At least I can see the board now.
Okay, carry on. Oh, you mentioned it?
No, through your stream.
Okay. So, let's see. Division by zero is going for aluminum. And then Games Day also. Hey, yes, how are you doing?
An elite HQ has been upgraded.
Actually, I think for Division by zero, I wouldn't go for an aluminum, because you can see that there's plenty of aluminum income for everyone, and you can just save yourself some shipping. which uses a lot of power, and just invest into something more valuable like power.
A robotics HQ has been upgraded.
Power is going up. How much uranium is on this board? Because if there's not a lot of uranium, the power will get very difficult because there's only really two options for power.
There are some small patches of uranium.
A new claim is
grabbing some
available
of
for
it.
auction.
Time Racers grabbed the best mine of it, so Time Racers will have at least a nice uranium mine. Uranium can get a bit out of control on series. When, you know, everyone's running nuke plants and no one's really producing. And then suddenly uranium becomes really powerful. Ooh, early pleasure dome from the elite.
On series 2, I think
So,
Time Racer figured out he can't play conventionally as a CEO and win. So he's trying for some more brave tactics, like going for a HQ2 pleasure dome.
Well, he certainly isn't helped by Division by Zero and Game Slayer doing a robotic which will put zero demand on entertainment.
Yeah, with all those scientists and robots and series with less human population, is the pleasure dome is a bit less than ideal. You asked if if are we interested in dimension? Sure. I think we'll go to host another group game, but after that, games.
Well,
a scientific
you're not going
HQ
to
has
believe
been
this, but I
upgraded.
finally loaded in.
Wow.
It took me a while, but I'm here.
I'm surprised that it actually low.
Hey, what can I say? Slow and steady wins the race.
It does. So right here threw a attack on Division by Zero power. Just a slowdown strike, probably afraid of a bounce. So it's a defensive play, but it's just as good.
Well, I mean, if slow down strike, you get good value out of those because you don't have to worry about the goon squads. It was really cheap, so it was a guaranteed kind of hit. Especially if Time Racer
The black market is open
is
for
worried
business.
about, you know, a strike back, that kind of gives him
A
some
robotics
defense there.
HQ has been upgraded.
Ooh.
You can see the aggression on power right now. I think Rahi is throwing up the attacks.
Yep, and target Game Slayer, no surprise, Game Slayer's up at HQ4. You know, leading the pack there, so trying to essentially nip that in the bud, but we'll see.
Yeah. Very unfortunate for Time Racer. Power is dying too quickly. I don't think he will make it in time to get power money.
A robotics HQ has been upgraded.
Possibly not. But if it keeps him, you know, long enough out of debt, he is an elite. So, you know, the longer the game goes, the bigger advantage Time Racers is going to have.
Yep. Game Slayer is moving into more steel and electronics. Electronics just had a shortage. That's why. And he has both carbon, I believe, and the silicon. So that's a pretty good option for him to go into.
Not seeing him with silicon.
His silicon
New
right
land is available for auction.
Oh. There we go. Yes, that small tile. The silicon is really rare on this map, so that having like the only access to silicon may be huge. And there's no patent around silicon. Well, there's slant drilling, but that's only so good. I mean, maybe for Rahi as the scientist, some nice slant drilling will be good. But
probably one of the consideration Game Slayer had when he found a spot, he figured this is a very good
Congratulations.
spot. Any other spot would just make it difficult.
Rahi was originally going for teleportation, is now switching over to nanotech instead. Teleportation could be really good because the double silicon tiles are far away. Teleportation would have really helped with that.
her tiles are also very far away from her base, so a teleportation would really help her with going through camp, the reactors away from his base, the power to some extent.
Game Slayer is going right for a optimization center, which is a strong tactic on series. Sometimes you bypass the patents and go straight for optimizations because envelope prices can just get up there.
Yeah, and you can see that the chemical, food, and reactor they're kind of high. And it's a chemical colony, chemical prices just keep going up. And
So,
this little
A scientific HQ has been upgraded.
So Rahi got nanotech and then scrapped her patent lab, so she didn't lose anything, but could do a little better.
yeah, I'm quite surprised that she didn't go for the teleportation. I wonder
And slant drilling because she has a triangle of tiles there. You need slant drilling to make that third tile in that base work out.
Yeah.
He's doing something interesting here. Now there is a tile right by her base that she may put her patent lab there. She may have just wanted to rearrange her base, which, you know, that would allow her to do, but we'll see what she has coming up.
I like how Division Basio is getting more aggressive with black market. This is one of the things that we talk about in the last few games that we had, that he needs to be more aggressive with black market, and he's throwing the attacks on Game Slayer, on his chemical, which is making
The engineers have advanced our production.
Dubin and Yaz were talking about interdimensional games. As long as the lobby host has the DLC, right? Then anyone can join. Only the lobby host that need the interdimension. Only the lobby host needs the interdimensional lobby. I mean, to host the game, and everyone else, regardless if you have the DLC, to join.
Ooh. Someone tried to attack the electronics factory at Game Slayer, triggered his goon.
Our methods continue to improve.
What? Game Slayer, he threw it back right.
Chems are getting rather ridiculous here.
Yeah. I like how Rahi went into 2 optimization centers.
New building is available for option.
The game is like, there needs to be more patents. And so is putting down a really good patent lab.
Yeah. If I were Rahi, I'll go for it too, because this is a 30% boost. You can, she has nanotech, you can always just nano it into another optimization center later on.
And if you think about just the raw materials in the patent lab itself, and she has nanotech, she could scrap it and sell it and probably make back all the money.
Yeah, well, 28k for a patent lab was really cheap. Like, especially a Game Slayer who's talking about, go all depth.
A robotics HQ has been
stop at 28k?
Yeah, Rahi has basically had freezes on nearly all her tiles, and then had to defend herself. So she is in a very difficult position now of trying
optimization routines success.
Essentially get herself to somewhere interesting. Time Racers is just optimizing fuel completely, get himself an extra claim. Game Slayer is going for chemicals and electronics, no surprise there. And
the engineers have advanced our production.
Fuel. Fuel's falling a bit, so I don't know how good that's going to be.
Well, because chemical, for chemical you still consume fuel, right?
The black market is online.
Fuel. So fuel, there will be some market for fuel.
Well, my biggest problem is Rahi's not making fuel. So she's optimizing something she's not in.
Rahi is actually making fuel, it's just away from her base.
Oh, where is that?
It's always tricky to keep track of all those away tiles. But it's like right next to the neutral colony, there are 3 reactors, and those are...
they are right there. I guess that's where she claimed a bunch of water, yep. Yeah, she needs teleportation. Now she's going for it. There we go.
Yeah. Unfortunate for Time Razor. Claims that at 50k. I'm not quite sure what Time Razor can do right now.
So Time Racers is still unfortunately at HQ2. Needs to be doing something to get somewhere.
Luckily, the power is coming back. So since he has no debt, power should be making him money.
Definitely some money, not a ton of money. The problem is that uranium has ticked up to nearly 160. So uranium is now a
Optimization routine
huge,
successful.
profitable kind of thing, and you can't get it. Now, what you can do to get around
The
that is
engineers
go
have
liquid
advanced our production.
batteries, and then all your solar panels will stay on
The
all the
black
time.
market is open for business.
That's definitely one option.
Rahi just got
Also get
A
a
robotics
hacker ring,
HQ
A
has
fully
been
refurbished
upgraded.
room is ready to lend its
Access
aid to the
the
highest
highest
power.
power and surplus uranium at the same time.
Or you could try to get these mules and go mule up some uranium. I think those would be pretty valuable mules to do that with.
Definitely. And they're also a joy to look at.
And so Rahi now has teleportation, slant, nanotech, and I think she just picked up energy vault just to have those to buy the 100 extra energy to just help some debt kind of thing from going on there.
Yeah. So to answer Dubin's and Yacht, time racer as CEO, not guru yet, but as you can see, CEO is quite punishing. He's still executing right now. For 20k
Congratulations.
for mute. I'm not quite sure he'll get his money worth. Maybe, maybe not. It's really hard to tell.
What is it? Each mule gives you 100 of the resource,
I
or
finished
200?
200, right?
Yeah. So if you
Dubin,
just
do you know?
trying to remember,
I finished 200.
200, but
200 is for the pirates, right?
or 100 is for the pirates. I can't quite
I
remember
don't-
at the moment.
But
either
can't
way, if you
remember
just look
either.
at the price of uranium, it's already
A
up to
scientific
170.
HQ has been
methods
You just have to
upgraded.
sell some of that and you're fine. Alright, Gameslayer and Rahi have decided to go after each other. Scientist versus robotic. Gameslayer has used his robotic getting up quicker to advantage. But Rahi is a scientist, so she will do better and better as the game goes on.
She's a teleportation scientist, so
That too.
It's just going to be even better.
And she is in a good debt position.
The black
Both
market is
are
online.
have what is it? 3 optimization centers. So they are trying to optimize their way to victory.
The optimization center is
Rahi's got a
online.
lot going on
Let
in
the
different
planned
markets.
obsolescence begin.
And Gameslayer is now trying to go hard into steel, make his profits there.
Optimization routine successful.
The Vision by sales actually upgrade. I wonder why he steals. If he sells some steals, he can upgrade right away. He should definitely go for an upgrade. That will give him more cranes. He'll even out the playing field and maybe even buy some stock into Gameslayer. Because Gameslayer will most likely focus on Rahi. Before if you just have 2 stocks into Gameslayer, right? Gameslayer will still finish up Rahi before getting
The engineers have advanced our production.
Division by 0. That would be a way to come back again.
Rahi is
We caught a dirty rat trying to break out his
there.
open for business.
Gameslayer is selling his stock out to try to get the cash, and then essentially buy Rahi out.
Our methods continue to improve.
However, Division by 0 has chosen to go after Time Racers. I'm sorry, an HQ2 elite at this point is not that interesting. Because the AI will try to upgrade. And each time it upgrades, essentially your dividends drop to 0.
Optimization routine successful. Let the bidding begin.
A very strange option by nuclear engine. Uranium is not that much cheaper than fuel. A strange thing for the computer to go
Auction
for.
unclaimed.
Yep, and no one wanted
bidding
it.
closed.
Yeah, that's the right decision. That's
I mean, if it had offered cold fusion, I would have understood. Ooh, that's a nice power surge there, shutting down the remote part of the base, since I think it might have been Rahi that did that. Knows that the main part of Gameslayer's base is heavily defended.
Yeah.
The engineers have advanced our
Time Racer
production.
went for a financial mystery, hoping that Gameslayer will stick to his words and go for a full depth run. That maybe his ticket out.
Our methods continue to improve.
Well, possibly. But it's really a race here now to whether Rahi can overtake Gameslayer on the buy here. It's not looking good for Rahi.
Optimization routine successful.
Gameslayer just has maybe too much of an advantage, but Rahi is a really skilled player, so, and a teleportation scientist at this point, so it's all sorts of good things going for Rahi.
The black market is online.
And if you look at Gameslayer's base, right? Most of the towers are only making less than $100. So maybe he'll have a tough time getting the last little bit difference of Ryan.
He's now in D debt, so he's lost access to the black market.
Yeah. So Dubin pointed out that both Rahi and Gameslayer need to stop optimizing. At this point, when the race is so close, and they already have a lot of good optimization already, there's definitely some really good argument.
Your stock is being sold.
There's at 100%.
Yep.
Once he got Rahi.
Has taken out Rahi, which is now a real feather in his cap, because suddenly he has a great subsidiary that has essentially all the makings for goodness here. Offworlds are expensive, but there are 40k launches, so to the other players who now don't have a subsidiary and they are not sitting on that much cash, they've got to do something about Gameslayer. If they fight among themselves, Gameslayer will just stay out of it and build up cash and take out the winner of them.
Yeah, I don't think.
How could one refuse such a wonderful plot of land?
It's a bit too late to stop Gameslayer by now. Rahi will be a very good stop. He already has close to 100k in the bank. It would be like 1,000 a second soon, given the Gameslayer profit dividend. Time Razor have really no means to fight it back. He doesn't even have to cash to use the expensive black market item, maybe the dynamite and the solar strike, but not much. The efficient by 0, good. Still haven't upgraded yet. That's it. Perhaps he forgot. Happens sometimes. That happens to the best of us. I do that every so often. It's like I'm so engrossed in the game, I forgot that I actually have an upgrade to do. But that is definitely a big mistake.
Another attack went down and shut down division by zeros.
Our methods continue to improve.
There, the glass kilns. Steel is actually not profitable at the moment.
Optimization routine successful.
The Rahi sub, I imagine at some point the AI is going to throw down an off-world market. That's how it does. That's how it do.
For 87k, well, 100k for an off-world market is not that ludicrously bad.
No. I mean, especially when there's payments out there of 45k. Now, it'll certainly diminish Gameslayer's money per second that's coming in. That's not a big problem. I mean, Gameslayer's just looking at here going, alright, sit back, make the money.
Is open for business.
Dubin pointed out that Gameslayer can sell out his stock and finish it. Let's see, so this is roughly 160k. He needs another 300k
Well,
So he can buy out Time Razor, and after he buy out Time Razor, he will pretty much have division by 0.
yeah,
Did you think
Time
it would be
Racer's
so
in
easy to
debt.
hoodwink?
I mean, if he buys out the 50% Time Racer stocks and splits it with Division by 0, although Division by 0 may just click the buy button now, I think they both have it.
Right, he's making $1,000.
Nope.
So Gameslayer got the buy first.
Yep, Gameslayer got the buy, got some stock in. Now the stock price difference here, plus
A
the
robotics HQ has been
income. I mean,
upgraded.
Gameslayer has more stock. Gameslayer could just sell out his stock to get to buy quicker. Because there's no way Division by 0 gets his stock price. So it's
The engineers have
Rahi
advanced
sub
our
is going to
production.
be really nice. That's just roughly the end of where we are.
Yeah, Gameslayer can just sit back and just, well, hopefully he will sell out and to finish the game quicker. But
The
otherwise,
black market is our methods continue to improve.
And he's still optimizing too. I mean, there's just...
And that's just overkill.
Well, I want to do it. Oh my, I was just looking at how many optimizations the Rahi sub has, and I'm like, yep, that's a very optimized scientist with a bunch of good patents. No wonder the it's making, you know, Gameslayer like $3,700 a second.
An elite HQ has been upgraded. Optimization
And
routine
there we go, the Time
successful.
Racer's HQ upgraded, and
The
again its
engineers have
dividends
advanced our
immediately drop
production.
because that's how it works.
Oh, at least. One thing, I think once a CEO got brought out by someone, your production is back to manager level. So you don't have this really terrible. For example, this metal mine. Actually, no. This is the metal mine. You still get the production.
So it's still at a CEO, but
It's still a CEO, yeah.
but it's just
Yes,
where
it
the
is.
corporation focuses money. And there we go. Gameslayer
There
just
you go.
short of $100 stock price.
GG.
Yep.
Now Gameslayer can enjoy
Being a
enjoy
CEO.
CEO. Being a CEO too.
And we'll look at charts and graphs here. Gameslayer, tons of money for from chemicals, 675,000, and did a honorable attempt to go into debt by doing over 300k in power buying.
Nice try, but maybe perhaps try building even more than we see a much more.
In the black market, everyone did a lot of some good stuff with the black market. Time Racers was the least, but of course Time Racers was dealing with the hardest challenge, optimizations, patents, some good stuff there. And yep, see the resource market, that spike in chems early. There we go. Chems got to the absolute highest this game. Alright, let's get back to the menu.
Okay. Don't. Wow. Gameslayer pay off 200k that game manually.
Well, sometimes that's what you gotta do. You just gotta be like, I gotta throw my debt down.
Yeah. Oh, let's start another lobby up. Actually, do you want to create, because it feels a bit laggy?
Alright, I will try it. Let's see. Rando, 6 players, Guru, lobby. Yeah. One nice thing is I plug myself in. Don't do Wi-Fi, do the plug-in for. Alright.
Okay.
Rocky,
So
employee, Time Racers, CEO.
this up again.
Server. Division by 0 is employee. And Game Slayer CEO. So 2 CEOs, 2 employees. Let's see if we can get a guru.
Actually, yeah. Let's see if anyone signed up, and I have to include it for him. Let's see. That Scar said he signed up, but he's not here. I'll ask since Kugo's around. Maybe I'll ask him if he wanted to join. Then I'll have to kick someone else.
Well, Game Slayer, if you can make yourself a guru, you definitely deserve to belong here because this is the guru event.
Yeah. Let's see. Kugo. I don't see Kugo online. So I guess we'll go with this team. Hi, Isaac. I wasn't reading. Okay. Very nice.
Yep.
Good. I think we can all ready up.
Yep. So there is more benefit for winning.
The benefit of winning.
Yep. There's no one who's a guru yet.
You know, if you win, if you get to guru, you probably will be crowned as guru in this series because I think this most likely will be our last game.
So I think if there was such a rule, Hexapus is waiving that rule. Is that if you can win this one, you will go guru.
For Division by 0, right?
No, for Game Slayer. All right.
Well, for Game Slayer, well, yeah, there's no step of 0 is guru already.
So if he beats the same group of people, but you have to do it on a higher level. So, you know.
Oh, right.
There we go.
If he managed to do it, he deserved the win.
Go. Everyone's loading. Hopefully, I will not be the one waiting like last time. No, it looks to be loading
You're the host,
well.
right? You're the host, so we'll have to wait for you.
Oh, it's actually saying I'm waiting for others.
Isn't that nice?
But there is a reason I went and plugged in my Ethernet cord so I could actually have, good internet. Oh, there we go.
Well, I know this time. Very nice.
Yes. Let's see here. This is feels a little sparse.
And there are nukes on top of it. It's not going to be fun.
And there's scavenger and nomad. So 2 people that really don't want nukes. So we've got expansive and scientist. Scientist doesn't mind the nukes so much.
Where the oxygen though? The oxygen location seems a bit awkward.
It's Chem's colony, but Chem starts at half. Oxygen and fuel starting at double. This is going to be a bit of a strange start, where there's not going to be good early markets, but at the same time, Game Slayer is going to Nomad. Time Racers is going Scientist right onto the Basalt.
Rahi upgrade to level 2 right away.
Oh, I kind of like Rahi's found here. Do a Basalt Expansive, and you're right next to some Oxygen. It's a good little spot there.
It is. You can also go through the basalt to get to more space. There's enough space going around. Going for steel is a bit difficult with the steel price being so low, and she probably doesn't even have enough money to buy.
A scientific HQ has been founded.
Ion collector. Otherwise, that would have been a good choice as well.
Well, she is going for double carbon quarries early.
The black
so
market is online.
I think that's she's trying to get up the resources she needs to put out fuel. So she's gonna try to get, I think, 2 what are those things? The fuel spinners. Ion collectors.
Going for oxygen. I like that play. A triple oxygen with high oxygen price.
She's going for oxygen and fuel, the things that started high. Not a bad move. Division by 0 is in a little awkward corner with not a lot of resources around him. Maybe he can get it out.
Maybe, but if I were in his situation, I think an expensive would be a bit better because you don't have resources nearby. Being expensive, you can ship more things. It's
Or
just
A
slightly
scientific
better
HQ
if
has been
you're going to ship
upgraded.
more things anyways.
or I would have been on the left side of the map where
A nomadic
there's
HQ has been
raw
upgraded.
A
resources, not
scientific
necessarily as much
HQ has been
basalt, but
upgraded.
there's also some caves, so you could have done, because caves are natural slant drilling, so you could have taken advantage of that. I do not like this found in this corner, but we'll have to see.
Time Racer managed to got to level 2 despite having have to pay more for expensive electronics.
Well, Time Racers is a scientist. Only had to pay for glass, not electronics.
Oh, I mean Game Slayer.
Game
My
Slayer.
bad. Time
Yeah.
Racer is in aluminum and high carbon. I like his actually he went for the high aluminum instead of the carbon aluminum tile, which is good too. You get more aluminum instead of flexibility.
Well, Game Slayer is going for an interesting strategy here of making glass. Now, there is going to
The
be
black
demand
market
from all
is
the
open for
other
business.
factions to upgrade it, so making that glass could be useful, and since he naturally produces silicon, he's got the costs of that kind of covered.
Division by Zero is going for a triple power plant. Again, so if he were a expensive, right, it would be a lot cheaper for him to do it. Now he will have to pay the full price and steal for them.
And again, they're not sitting on anything, so he's not getting any free resources. He's paying the full price for them.
Rahi's setup is really nice. She's going into a pattern now.
The patent lab is constructed.
Like
Let's get our science on.
Nice oxygen, have some power, and some steel going on to keep her upgrade going. She's in a very good position.
Yep, I like going for essentially this superconductor play here, recognizing that power is likely going to be an issue. She's trying to essentially get that going down. I like the Time Racers play here for transparent aluminum, knowing that glass might be an issue, and just sidestepping it.
But unfortunately, Game Slayer going for glass, so kind of it's sidestepping it, maybe for more future investment. But right now, it's a bit the payout is a bit mediocre.
Rahi now is up at HQ4 as an expansive, which is kind of terrifying because expansive should be one of the slowest on this map. She's 2 HQs above the scientist and 1 HQ above the nomad. So Game Slayer has really got to find something here. Time Racers
Game Slayer managed to get into HQ3 before the scientist and Time Racer. So he's
the
doing a very
black
good
market
job
is open for business.
So there's now the battle of the nanotech. I think Rahi is going to get it by a second.
Oh yeah, Rahi is gonna beat it by second. Time Racer will be so mad.
Yeah. And then she's going into liquid batteries, which again, good play. Especially if she's got superconductor, so if she needs to in the future, she can just put out free solar panels that will always be on and always be double powered.
The other 3 players need to recognize how scary Rahi is, and I can get up on her.
So it'll be a bit hard. She's got lots of goons down, but it's possible. Her ion collectors are undefended, so if another freeze down on those ion collectors would deprive her of a bunch of money.
Definitely. You really want to shut down those ion collectors. Fuels at over 100, and
sold.
They like only few. The other guys also need to get into the fuel market as well.
A scientific HQ has been upgraded.
Time Racer is going to rescue 3. Something that he couldn't do it in the last game. It sounds like I'm making fun of him, but no, it's just
A nomadic HQ has been
Yep.
upgraded.
it's really terrible to be CEO.
And as a scientist, he lost out on his third patent. He's now going for virtual reality. That's gonna be okay. Not great, but it'll be okay. Geothermal borehole. Not really good this game with where the geothermal vents are.
Time Racer need to
The black
suck up
market
the,
is online.
the high black market price fence CEO and just really hammer Rahi on the ion collector, which she has 6 of them now. I guess it's a bit too late for that.
And she's already HQ5. Starting now to throw down some greenhouses.
I like that Magnetic Storm, very nice.
And she's going to have her liquid battery, so her oxygen will never turn off. Oop, there we go. Nice
People are
EMP.
gaining on her. A bit too late. The aggression is
But I do like the use of the magnetic
Optimization
storm
center is ready.
to take out her
Time to
shipments
start improving
of
everything.
from her ion collectors out there. When you buy magnetic storms, you get 2 for the price of 1, so do not ignore their value.
definitely. And if you can knock out some aluminum, some fuel
A scientific HQ has been upgraded.
those are all good options.
He is now trying to get a line of water processors
The
going, which will
engineers have
make her
advanced our production.
water and power.
The pleasure dome is
She could
completed.
probably scrap her
wonder what
nuclear
goes on
plants
in
at this
there.
point.
The black market is open for business.
Rahi's pleasure dome got blown up. I mean, they're all attacking Rahi, which is what they need to do, but it's gonna be tough.
Yeah. Well, Game Series, despite the chat saying it's going to be very difficult for Nomad to upgrade, Game Series is not too far behind. Being a Nomad, being a CEO, Game Series catching up. I mean, it's still not out of the game yet.
Pirates. I hate those filthy
They're going
bandits.
down pirates to steal fuel from Rahi. But fuel is no longer the cash
A
cow
nomadic
it once
HQ
was.
has been upgraded. Our methods continue to improve.
Yeah, fuel is just very cheap. Dubin said that not just in upgrades and on IO in general, Nomad is just really hard to find in market. Yeah, because of the lack of claims in general, and being a CO, you'll be even more down in claims.
The pleasure dome is fully operational.
It's another market that everyone needs to get into.
And if Rahi
Caught a
wanted to,
dirty
she could
rat trying to break our stuff.
synthetic meat it. I think she's going for thinking machines. And since she's
Optimization
being
routine
targeted so hard,
successful.
I do not blame her.
Well,
Space elevator.
Even thinking machine will only save her 4 claims. In this setup.
Well, what I think is going to happen is after thinking machines, there's going to be a space elevator that's going to come down. Because
How could one
if you
refuse such
look
a
at
wonderful
the
plot of land?
price of a space elevator and the reward on a space elevator, go high uranium tile, given the price of uranium, not necessarily bad for some short-term cash. Wouldn't want to necessarily go too high, because this tile will be, once its uranium depletes, like you can stick a solar panel out there and just forget about it, but that's about all you're going to get. Oop. Hold on, I saw a spike on glass and electronics.
Yeah, Rahi is buying up those 2 in preparation for the space elevator. The space elevator is sending off will 43k per launch for auction, 20k high uranium.
Congratulations!
She's going for an optimization center first, it looks like.
The engineers have
Those
advanced our production.
nuclear plants have outlived their welcome. Yes, she's realized it. She's put down her space elevator. She has not hologrammed it.
A scientific HQ has been upgraded.
The black market is open for business.
10. So it can focus on you. I don't think really higher. A network virus on the
I think
on
that
the farms. Interesting.
I think they thought they
Our
saw,
methods continue to improve.
thought it was one of those may have been the space elevator. They may not have looked closely at it.
Oh, you know there are still network virus. It's a good problem.
The optimization center is online. Not believe the plan of red-handed begin.
Multiple people attacking her. She will have a very difficult time keeping it up. If
The
she
space elevator optimization routine successful.
Watch our profits climb.
Well, where she has the new plant sitting right now would be a good candidate for it.
Probably she's just putting the new plant there as a placeholder until she has enough money for a second one. Interestingly,
The black market is online.
By zero.
Maybe hoping that 2 scientists can beat a expansive that's out the yin yang. Maybe,
The black
but
market is open
I'm
for
not
business.
thrilled with that play necessarily.
The black
Division by
market
zero
is
has a
online.
decent base setup now. Hopefully he'll upgrade to skill 5. Last time he forget to upgrade.
Well, I'm slightly worried that Time Racers just won't be able to manage that that buy just at HQ3. Vision
The
by
engineers
Zero
have
is already
advanced our
an
production.
HQ level ahead, doing some stuff to get more efficiency. That could be a problem. And Rahi is, while I've been talking, just bought Game Slayer. So
Yeah.
one of the opponents that would have targeted her extensively is now off the board. He went into D-debt.
New
and,
land is available for auction.
Ooh, an auction of a geothermal tile. This could be nice.
That would be nice. If you look at Rahi, right, her 2 nuclear plants are making 600 per tile. That's pretty close to the elevator already. Time Racer goes
Sold.
Power has creeped up again.
Yeah. Time Racer has 2 pressure though. But power is really high. Perhaps you can turn off one of them and then enjoy and then focus all the money onto the 40% boost pressure though.
And yet Rahi is just cleaning up
Space elevator delivery. So
her
much money.
water processors and 2 nuclear plants, shrinking that power price. She's overproducing it, just melting her debt, and it's about to start making power money.
That's definitely the power of superconductor. They make the water processor.
Our methods continue to improve.
And there she goes. She's putting down another space elevator. She's not even bothering to do it by her base. She's just like, those nuclear plants are far too valuable for me to use a second on them. I've got another squad over there. Good enough. I mean, at some point, she's just going to shift-click buy out someone.
She can actually do it right now if she stop building elevators. She can just buy out Time Razor, and that will give her the rest of the stock division by 0.
Oh, she doesn't even need to do that. She can just sell 2 tips of her stock.
Yeah, she can just sell all her stock and win the game right now, I think. Not like the other guys have enough money.
Optimization center is ready. Time to start improving everything.
I mean, it's just
The engineers have advanced our production.
the
space elevator is finished
underground
and ready to go.
Okay,
The space
wait,
elevator
I get
is
why.
complete. Let's
Resources
watch our
diminished.
profits climb.
Okay,
Actually, it started as a low, I think. those two tiles start as a low, so
Elevator.
Well,
Our methods continue
diminishing
to
them
improve.
to trace is cutting by
A
100 a second,
scientific
so
HQ has been upgraded.
it is not a terrible play, but
a bit too little, too late.
yeah. And Rahi is now transitioning into even more fuel because fuel has gotten there, and she has bought time racers. I mean, her stock price is through the roof. She's just going to take out.
Optimization routine successful. The engineers have advanced our production.
So Isaac
Our
said
methods
that he
continue
cannot
to improve. The black
do it,
market
but
is
he can
open for
only buy out the
business.
opponent. In most cases, it doesn't matter,
Successful
but
elevator
if there's
shipment.
some really close
Profits
race, right?
rising.
Building the space elevator or the Offworld could cost you the game.
Yeah,
So
Space elevator
Okay.
delivery. So
yeah,
much
Rahi's.
money.
I agree with Game Players. Rahi's found was great. It was a deceptive. It didn't look that good until you started thinking about what you could do with it, and you're like, once you start thinking about that, you're like, oh, that started strong because it was near the
That started strong.
oxygen. It was
Yes.
near the basalt. It just, and it had enough space if you played it right to actually build out a base there.
Yeah, she's also close to really nice carbon assets that will allow her for
and-
chemical play later and
and-
go
and-
into the fuel market.
And she scooped them up early and was like, those are my carbon. I know carbon's important. She took it. So, expert play from Rahi. Very good. Very good winning of the
Okay.
game.
So Rahi will join Time Racer, Duber, myself, and Game Slayer. And becomes a CEO.
Got a bunch of CEOs, but no gurus.
No
All right.
gurus. Yeah.
Game Slayer saying that Nomad was a panic decision of his and didn't notice the high electronics price. I feel you. I've done that too. Yeah.
Well, to be honest, right, there are not that many good spots. Rahi has a good spot. Time Racer, I guess you could argue Roy for a expensive there, but you have difficult time for oxygen. You can go for it expensive at Division by Zero. It's not atrocious, but it's not as good as Rahi, right? But if you find late in Rahi, then you can have creams earlier, and just to balance things out. So it's just also a doable spot at Division by Zero. And then we're left with some interesting find away from aluminum, everything else, somewhere to the left of the map, which is not ideal.
Yep. And I don't know if we're going for a third game today. I've created a lobby if we are. And as to Game Slayer's comment on Hexibus being a bit soft on sound, I've upped him just a bit, so hopefully that'll take care of that.
Okay. Let's see.
Server, Rahi.
First game, if anyone is interested.
By Zero is still an employee. The 3 CEOs and 1 employee.
So one of them will be a guru, hopefully.
No,
Or
Division by
Zero will
is-
get to CEO.
Division by Zero will get to CEO. All right.
Okay. Since we are so intent on having a third game, let's
Well,
hope for more.
Well, depending on how quick this one goes, we may have a 4th game and then have 4 CEOs and then have the battle of the CEOs for Guru. I'm just saying.
That would be a fun game. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Let's go.
Do the countdown. I learned it from Trat. I can't not do it. Alright. Thank you, Game Slayer. That will be nice. Maybe because I also got some new audio equipment. It should hopefully be better, but needs new settings.
Okay, we're back on series again. With salt, uranium, water. Interesting. Scavengers, scientists, elite, and nomads on a glass colony. So seems like nomad is a very good option if you can find somewhere with silicon, with some water and aluminum and salt. That would be ideal.
I'm trying to look at this map, and I don't know if I necessarily see a scavenger spot. And there are underground nukes.
Yeah, so scavenger is probably not a good option in this game.
Elite is always a minefield on series, but there's enough. Unfortunately, the silicon and the steel is far away from each other.
I think the play would be going for a nomad.
An elite HQ has been founded.
Who gets the water and silicon, and then put
An elite HQ has been founded.
Shipping a bit of aluminum.
Well, apparently people disagree because we've had 2 elite founds. We're going. I'm not making this up. I'm seeing a power elite.
Oh, I love power elite. Power elite are the
A
best.
scientific HQ has been founded.
And then Time Racer just taking advantage of the high iron steel price and going for a more typical steel start.
Division by Zero is doing a standard scientist. Game Slayer is missing in action here, needs to get down a found. There may not be a great one, but you've got to choose one and go.
And we have another elite. I'm looking at an HQ2 pressure dome very soon.
Well, probably many pleasure domes at HQ2.
A scientific HQ has been upgraded.
Rahi may even be able to do it like right at the base with the bonuses from the habitats.
Yeah.
The black market is online.
Just to goon it a bit. There are no goon poppers, so, and there are also mutiny, so I think HQ2 elite pressure dome is to play. Division by serial, fans being an employee. Got to HQ2 first.
And
seems like a lot of people don't like the fun. Dubin even said that he would take the nasty bottom right scavenger over the elite that Game Slayer took.
well, the thing about it is that he did get himself near a bunch of salt. So if he can take advantage of that salt, that would be the saving grace. But the best way to do that early is with silicon, and I don't see that happening.
He saw all the uranium price crash, so I'm not so sure where the money can come from. Rahi is really committed in power, which is a good thing, I think.
Well, yeah, the only other option I see for Game Slayer at this point is actually power. Rahi will try to kill it before he can, but if he could get into the nuke plants, he may be able to do something
is available
good.
for option.
Yeah, especially if we can go to the nuclear plant and then shut down Rahi power at night time. Because solar panels are pretty much off half the time, right? So there's some room for maneuver over there. But getting to steel plant, a nuclear power plant is difficult because steel price is really high.
So Time Racers is the first of the elites to HQ2 and is starting to go into nuclear plants.
Sold.
Yeah.
So
not bad.
So Game Slayer's starting to run out of even more options.
To answer Dubin's question, why Time Racer didn't go for elite?
The black market is open for business.
Was not an option. The options were scientists, nomads, scavenger, and elite.
So you had 2 factions where there weren't great resources and underground nukes. Then you had scientists and elite. Neither were necessarily in a really great position.
An elite HQ has been upgraded.
I'm actually amazed that Game Slayer got to HQ2. I'm just amazed.
Well, it's Game Slayer. I expect him to be able to pull stuff out of the hat. He is the Game Slayer. The Game Slayer is now going into some steel.
Okay, so Rahi has the upgrade
A
button.
scientific
I think she's
HQ
just
has been
waiting for
upgraded.
even more money.
An elite
So that
HQ
she
has been
does not bring
upgraded.
down the life support of HQ2.
Alright, so getting some more water, not necessarily a bad plan here. Nice high water pumps, they'll be good enough for a while. Extending her reach out to the base there to put an optimization center.
The optimization center is good play. Like electron is not ridiculously high. Cam is relatively cheap.
And it's also right next to a machine shop, so it's boosted.
Yeah.
Division by Zero is going patent lab as a scientist. What is he going to go for first? I would not be surprised if it's nanotech.
Probably it's not really interesting. I would went for teleportation.
Well, the thing about it is he's got a small water patch right nearby. So if you can do that, then teleportation is not as necessary.
Well, I guess land drilling, if you can just teleport to a patch that actually has a triangle.
Yeah, and there's another carbon tile nearby, so if he can get to that tile and two adjacent to it, he can have a nice carbon triangle producing of probably fuel and that. Since if it's not that far away, and there's nothing really to hit
come by
things
land claim
in the air,
available to the highest bidder.
probably be okay. You know, maybe pick
and
up.
The other guys are not anywhere near a pattern lab, so he can actually get both land drilling and teleportation.
And they're elites, so they can, if they need a patent later, they can just go and get it. So there's no problem with them. That's not their priority.
Congratulations.
Time Racer going for a 32k claim.
And going into D+1 debt. Alright. Really
worrying.
It's worrying, but you know, he's trying to pull a Game Slayer. Let him do his thing. Let him try to out Game Slayer
You have to be honest, right? CEO is really difficult, so maybe you have to take some risks. But I think I'll let it go because Rahi is making power money.
An elite HQ has
Rahi,
been upgraded.
Go,
after
28k will be off her cash. It will
after
slow her down a bit.
After rotating that tile next to the what is it? The optimization center, she finally puts down a patent lab and is going for financial instruments to make money off of time racers. We've got the first pleasure dome down from Division by Zero, and just got it virtual reality. So he'll make some really good cash from that off the elites pounds. But he better be prepared to defend it because that dome is going to be targeted.
Yeah. There are nice mutiny. There are goons out there, so but goons are still pretty cheap.
Especially if you're at least getting a mutiny for them, that's not a bad exchange.
$300 a second. That's probably the best tile on the map right now. Game Slayer is actually a big time raiser to a free. Very impressive. Going for some aluminum, I like it. The aluminum plate can always change into some advanced building later on if he doesn't like it. Even though you are a elite who doesn't use aluminum, you can still get it for the money.
Yep, at $100 a unit, that's pretty profitable.
I have to say I'm pretty impressed with how Game Slayer is dealing with a CO difficulty. He has been consistent leading the other guys, the other CO upgrading. That's very impressive.
The black market is open for business.
Zero is now a teleportation slant scientist. I think a pickup of perpetual motion here might be a good play, considering the price of power. Nuclear engine is going off. There's not
Sold.
basalt here,
Oh,
or
there's nuclear engines for solving Game Slayer's shipping problem. As you was found out that shipping
Our
this shipment
methods
could be
continue to
very painful
improve.
for Game
true.
Slayer.
And Game Slayer is near the large uranium patch, so for him, that can work out.
If I were Game Slayer, I would actually get out of the steel and move into glass. He has salt with it. He can go with it. Water is high. Maybe he could be just a shortage, but I think glass is a very good option for Game Slayer. It's way better than having free steel.
Optimization routine successful.
And there comes the first mutiny onto the Pleasure Dome. Rahi has taken control of that pleasure money. Division by
Elite
Zero
HQ has been
not
upgraded.
benefiting by the patent at the moment, but I imagine she will patent virtual reality very soon as she can.
So Isaac pointed out that a condenser would be better than a high water. It's a bit difficult to say, right? If you are looking in the long term, then condenser is better. But since you're playing as a CEO, you will be a bit strapped in claims. And in the early game, right? If you want to try to go through the level quickly, right? A high water will get you through quickly because it will have enough water to feed your reactor productions.
Well,
So you can. There's also some
The
consideration.
engineers have advanced our production.
So I can't really say which one is better, but
The black market
there are
is
some
online.
consideration into like the speed of things as well.
Well, Time Racers has gotten out of D+1 debt, and has given that position over to Game Slayer to do D+1 debt.
Oh, just cook the book. I Time Racer cook the book through. I will do that. But Division by Zero actually has enough money to just buy a manual right now.
Question is, who would be your target? Rahi's still in HQ2, but has been making a lot of good moves.
Oh yeah, I can see it. Her cam is making 400 per second, so she probably has been like upgrading cam like crazy.
New building is available for auction.
Yeah, full optimization of chems. I mean, I'm just looking here, and I'm looking at Rahi. Like, the choice is probably between Game Slayer and Rahi. Game Slayer, because Game Slayer is already HQ4, so just that many more tiles, but it is in a much weaker position. Rahi doesn't have a ton of tiles yet, but is still kind of doing some amazing stuff here.
Our methods continue to improve.
Cam was making 400 before being frozen.
The black market is open for business.
Doom is making 200. A bit on the low side actually. I would expect a lot higher, but still pretty good.
I mean,
seeing some attack back on the Professor. I think both Game Slayer and Time Racer will and can't do much about Division by Zero. So Division by Zero has been pretty scot-free, going all the way up to HQ5. That was just a mistake by our CEOs. You have one employee with a lot of bonus. You gotta stop.
Well, they finally now basically frozen out his entire base, so or half of the base, because there's also the water part of the base that is generating still tons of cash. But Division by Zero needs to pick a target and go. The wrong move is not to take someone down.
Optimization center is ready.
The wrong
Time
move.
to start improving everything.
Game Slayer is fine. Rahi is fine.
Even Time Racer is fine. just need a
The
sub
black market is online.
claims, then you will be very ahead.
Yeah. No, I mean, just you got to pick someone and go. Instead, he's buying up his own stock. No. You need to press the advantage. This is a mistake. You sometimes have got to pull the bullet and go, because even though you're a
The
scientist,
engineers have
the
advanced our
elites
production.
will eventually outdo you.
Our
Yes,
methods
elite is
continue
one of
to
the few
improve.
passions that can outpace in scientists. And you can see that his advantage, he can't buy out anyone now because he bought his own stock. That you just slow him down and give a chance for the other guys to come back. Look, even Game Slayer got over his D+1 death.
Optimization
Yeah.
routine
See now.
successful.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would be, based on how much Rahi is still at HQ2.
An independent
And has
industrial
been doing
espionage
things.
agent seeks Martian
am-
opportunities.
I'd be all about going down after Rahi here. I think she has secured enough advantages that when the AI takes
Sold.
over, it will do very well.
Yeah.
The engineers
She's
have
the only
advanced our
elite with a
production.
pleasure dome, which is just insane on this map.
With
But-
3 elites, even you really want to press it though. And she also have a lot of optimization underwater and food and camp. Just camp alone is 500 pounds. This is some awful.
The black market is open for business. Our methods continue to improve.
Okay, Division by 0 has money to buy off another one, a chance to buy off another person.
Yeah.
I hope he will actually take this chance to buy someone.
Yep, you got to do it here. Got to pull the trigger on someone. Doesn't matter which
Optimization
someone
routine successful.
necessarily. I still think you're better off with Game Slayer or Rahi, but you've got 100. Just shift by. Just be like, and you're mine. Your stock price is low enough. It's going up. Pull the trigger.
Yep. I think I would get Rahi. Once Division by 0 got Rahi will fly through her upgrade really quickly.
The engineers
I'm
have
in
advanced our
agreement.
production.
But
Red buttons.
yeah, gotta click it.
Oh.
Gotta.
Game
The
State
black
actually has
market
to
is
buy
online.
has the money to buy Time Razor.
Our
Yes,
methods
but I
continue to
don't think
improve.
he will. I think he'll try
I
to
would
save
do
up.
it. Just if I buy out GameStar Time Razor, I'll raise my stop price. Actually, I'll raise my stop price and avoid buyout. And it's an advantage that nobody else has yet.
There we go. Finally a buy.
Optimization
Thank
routine
you.
successful. HQ has been upgraded.
And he still has enough money to shift click Game Slayer to simply go after. He's just gonna go out
The
doom to
engineers
doom
have
to doom.
advanced our
It's gonna be.
production.
There we go. Just
Yeah, that was miserable. Rahi said, COO is not. It's pretty hard.
especially compared to versus an employee. It's not just like, oh, I have some disadvantages. It's the, oh, I'm at a complete. And now he still has enough money to just buy out Game Slayer. Thankfully, the dominoes. You don't need to go by one. Just hold the shift button and click.
Rahi said that she could have bought out someone, but and then she will be sure that she will be the target next, so she didn't do it. I think that's a
The black
fair
market is open for business.
But yeah, no, Rahi, even for all the challenges she was facing, it was really impressive.
Yeah.
How she was building up the company there. And there we go.
And then GG.
All right. So do we want to have the battle of the CEOs?
I'm It depends if the other guys are up for it or not. Then we'll see who will be a grounded guru.
I'll go ahead and create the lobby. I hope we do, because I'd be really excited to get one guru.
It would be interesting.
Well, apparently Rahi's up for it because she's rejoined, so is Game Slayer.
Since everyone is up for it.
Oh, server.
Not a single CO has won a game against employee, no matter how big the skill depth. Yeah.
The jump is just so steep because you're jumping like you're jumping so far from the CEO, from employee to CEO. That's a 4-step jump.
Oh, if let's see. Yeah, unless the CEO or gainer, the CEO doesn't have enough resource to use the black market. It's pretty difficult.
Yep, but now everyone's a CEO, so we will see which of these CEOs becomes the guru of them all. Winner take all. Battle on the Thunderdome on we don't know what planet yet, but we will find out. Planet and or moon, I should say. Alrighty.
Yes, black market costs more in CO, but at some point you gotta gain up on the employee.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you guys, none of the CO will have the chance.
Well, sometimes it's a little hard to figure that out right away. If you have a skillful CEO,
They're all skill players. They can tell who is a CO and who is the employee.
Well, sometimes it's a little hard to tell. Like Rahi, like on what was it, 2 games ago, Rahi found it and upgraded right away. Although she was employee at that point. But yeah, it will be interesting here. And back to Io. No Mars
Chemical
today.
Colony again. So it has been like Chemical Colony for the last 2 or 3 games.
And glass is doubled, chems are doubled, electronics are doubled. So high-end markets, we've got robots, we've got elites, we've got nomads, and we've got expansive. How are you coming down?
I think I'll go for an expensive play with more claims and hopefully with some bouts of platform, then I can move on to glass. Or actually go for elite as well. That could do.
I might be tempted for robot because there's a 2 iron and aluminum tiles up north. That might be a little tempting.
There are some god tiles in the northeast.
Yeah.
An expansive HQ has been founded.
Yep, also by expansive, so Division by 0 right near some ice, so I like that area. Time Racer's going robot, going for a basalt.
Going for elite.
Elite.
Going for a carbon and then
Oh, I like that little patch right there, right by some basalt, right by some carbon, and ooh, going right into oxygen.
Time Racer is going for a robot.
Game Slayer is also elite, going for a glass elite, so going for quarries first, and then transition those quarry tiles into something else because also near basalt. I like that. And there's some oxygen not too far away.
The black market is online.
Said that he would prefer actually going for expensive because like elite also requires silicon to upgrade, so you're kind of like working against yourself by going to glass.
Fair enough, but I think with basalt tiles, that helps you save some claims in terms of getting, iron and silicon in one, as opposed to having to do iron mines and aluminum mines. Which is why I think Division by 0 is really good because he has 2 mines and basically has all he needs of both aluminum and iron. So I'm a fan of that.
Rahi is going for a chemical play, which is a good play. It's a chemical colony, chemical still at high. You're not in contention with another people. Glass going on as Mighty Squirrel. I'm sorry, you missed the last lobby.
Yep. So, yeah, and she's starting with a very high quarry there, so that's a nice good play. I love seeing the non-traditional plays. That's some of my favorite plays to see there. Time Racers is enjoying all about his aluminum is affected by the landslide. Everyone is suffering lots of production
has been upgraded.
losses.
A robotics
due to the
HQ
landslide.
has been upgraded. An expansive
That's unfortunate.
HQ has been
So
upgraded.
Time Racer is going for a very basic, typical game. Going for aluminum, then basalt into steel. Very typical robot find. Game Slayer is going for more traditional find. Now move him into a silicon. It's really nice for elite to have silicon assets as on IO, because you will find that 2 basalt is not quite enough for your silicon needs. And then you have 3, then you just have too much claims on basalt. That doesn't feel good.
Well, as elite, you can get more claims, so you might need to throw down another basalt also to get enough steel. Might need to throw down one more of those just for that.
The black market
then,
is open for business.
You know, because there's no teleportation, if you get yourself a nuclear engine, especially if you're in a corner like Game Slayer is,
Optimization
extra
center is
nuclear
ready.
just turns
Time
into
to start improving
fuel,
everything.
and if you threw down a nuke plant's power, so.
Rahi is going with her HQ1 optimization. You don't see that every day. You're going with her plan like the plan last time. She is going for early optimization, and it's very different play from the other players. I like it.
I do like this because she's doing this right into chemicals, so she's optimizing
The
her
engineers
profits
have advanced our production.
immediately. And with the chems colony right there, I feel that's strong. We're definitely going to see some pleasure domes coming up at some point here. So the question is, who gets one down first? Time Racers went and took the other high carbon up there. He's putting down a geotherm. This is the first time.
Power is really high, so I
Yeah.
think
Our methods
No,
the
continue
power
to
market with a
improve.
very big advantage.
Yeah, I have no problems with the geotherm, but this is just the first time we've seen one tonight.
Oh,
An
yeah.
elite HQ
Well, we
has
have
been
it on
upgraded.
Mars. The first one was an IO. Game Slayer again leading the pack. Going into a power right now. And Rahi's solution for power is having 2 solar panel and start upgrading it, which is a very interesting play.
Yeah, I would have.
Remember for one thing for elite, their optimization centers are a lot faster than the regular ones.
The other nice thing I'm
Optimization routines successful.
here is Game Slayer has got down a pair of nukes. Those are making very good money, given that he's got a bunch of uranium sitting there doing
The
nothing.
black market is online.
As long as he can make sure to buy the water for them, that will do very
Let
nicely
the
for him.
bidding begin.
The game is thinking food is too high priced, and so is offering a lovely synthetic meat patent.
But even if you bought this, you can't really buy it. You use it. The water price is high.
Yeah.
Dylan pointed out that he could use Time Racer could use a pair of solar panels, which is definitely true.
Sold.
Like he got 800 aluminum sitting. He doesn't need even more aluminum. He can just change those two into solar panels. Both silicon and aluminum is fairly good price.
Rahi is going down into ion collectors.
The engineers have advanced our production.
We've got a little bit of ion collectors from Division by Zero. And now Game Slayer's transitioning out his quarries into ion collectors. Time Racers Oh, he's going for the double Geo, which is an interesting play, but he's now run out of tiles, I think, to get into fuel, which he'll want to be in at some point here.
Yeah. Well, getting fuel is kind of difficult. Building an IO connector takes 9k. But I really dislike his aluminum tower. He has enough to build 2 Offworld right now, 2 space elevators. And he still keep on mining. Rahi actually has the most cash. Not upgrading is actually saving her a lot of cash. Maybe the way to play CEO is to not upgrade issue level, but upgrade in optimizations.
And she is putting a pleasure dome right by her base.
Especially, yeah, that's a very good decision too, right? Especially with dynamite around, right? And goons are only 10k, you can't really defend it. If it's gonna get bombed out, you might as well put next to your base so that you can rebuild it quicker.
Right. Well, she's
An expansive
decided
HQ
against
has
that.
been upgraded.
Switched
The
over
black
to a
market
patent
is open
lab.
for business.
What is
Maybe
she going
solar, probably liquid battery to keep the power up, or superconductor that will just, wipe out the power market. If she had like 100%, she already has 100% power production with a superconductor that's like 4 times. So a solar panel is like 4 times more effective than any other solar panels.
Or she could go with liquid batteries and just leave them on all the time. But she is going to go with that superconductor play.
By the time she finishes, right, it's almost daytime, so it's
Nope, and she's canceling that. She's like, I'm not going to, it's going to turn on, and by the time that finishes, it's going to be too late. So she is switching over to nanotech to allow
very
herself to
interesting.
cycle, which I'm very, okay with. And she is now, well, she's already perfected power production.
Yeah, you can see that they have figured out which are the friends. Their gameplay and Rahi, despite Rahi being a level behind, the optimization are just too good.
And Game Slayer is currently mostly frozen out. The Rahi will get to kill the power price before Game Slayer's nukes get to come back on in force. Not completely kill it, but definitely skim the top of it.
Yeah. So one thing that is
Our methods
you would
continue
point
to
out that it's
improve.
probably cheaper to have 4 optimizations as an elite to get crane instead of just upgrading. Because upgrading is
Alright. Let's see. Game Slayer has 2 optimization centers running at HQ3 and is getting his chemical production up to perfect as quickly as possible.
Optimization routines
I'm
successful.
slightly worried about time racers now.
Now for option,
Simply
one mutiny
because
on the building of your choice.
There's no upgrade. There's no. What's the next step for time racers? Possibly if he can get one more upgrade, throw down some space elevators. If he's got the aluminum for it.
I think that's the goal,
Congratulations.
right? Space
We're not
elevator, glass
surprised,
is cheap.
just disappointed in you.
Electronic is not too bad for one space elevator. That's probably his saving grace right now.
Yeah, but he doesn't have thinking machines.
They are holograms.
They're holograms. You're gonna have to be careful not to show a spike on the one.
So, Game Slayer is in a lot of chemical, which is very nice. And around here, one bad thing about not upgrading, right, is that your claims are limited, and you very
The engineers have advanced our production.
that just shut down half the production. Unlike Game Slayer, who has like 3 or 4 wins of production, Rahi only have pretty much like 2 wins, the oxygen side and the chemical side. So there's also risk in that as well.
But you know, she's got she's got some good patents coming. She's been
An elite HQ
optimized
has been
early.
upgraded to improve.
She's about to fully optimize oxygen, so I like where that's headed.
The optimization center is online.
I would like
Let
to see
the
some
optimization routines
They
successful.
play an ingredient.
The first stock market action is going. Time Racers has said, you know, an elite at an HQ above me is not acceptable. I'm going to
An
buy up your
expansive
stock.
HQ has been upgraded.
Some nice early aggression there by Time Racers.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Unfortunately, also, if quite frankly, right, Time Racer is already HQ behind. He doesn't have the optimization. The only way he can win this game is to grab some
The
cheap
engineers
stock
have advanced our
and maybe buy
production.
out Game Slayer by not upgrading. Hopefully, the iron and steel price will be really high, and just buy off the strength of iron and steel, he has enough money to buy Game Slayer. If he can manage to buy out Game Slayer, then
Our
he will be
methods
in a very good
continue to
position
improve.
to win the rest of the game.
And Game Slayer is in deep debt.
The pleasure dome is completed. I wonder
Rahi
what goes on in
finally
there.
starting to go into basalt. Maybe she'll make some steel now. That was the other thing about her unusual plays going for the
Optimization
profit markets and not upgrading,
successful.
is she didn't worry about getting her upgrade resources, which maybe weaken the prices in those markets just a bit.
Rai is into a pressure dome. The pressure dome is making it 500 a second. Well, 474 if you subtract the chemical
The
cost.
engineers have advanced our production.
So Time
And
Racer,
that is not doesn't have virtual reality. So with virtual reality, it would be like 700.
yeah. Time Racers here is trying to get the buy here on Game Slayer. Game Slayer's in D+1 debt. He can get this buy. That's it puts a little bit of a target on his back, but it's also maybe his ticket out.
I think so. From the looks of it, he is going to get the buy.
Yep. Ooh, there we go. Game Slayer is down and will not be our guru.
Our
That
methods
is a-
continue to improve.
That is a thing. Alright, so before Game Slayer went away, food production fully optimized, 3 steps on water, full chemical optimizations, no patents, but still. It's an elite. Elites will do well.
Yeah, so the funny thing is that instead of attacking Time Racer directly, you're probably better off attacking Game Slayer to slow down Time Racer, because all the profit making is in the stuff on Time Racer space.
Yep. And the first dynamite went onto the Pleasure Dome, Rahi's Pleasure Dome there. Rahi has chosen to go after Time Racers, which is the correct thing. She's going to have a bit harder of a time because of the stock price difference, but it's the moment for it. So we'll see who wins this cash race here. And if Time Racers wins this as an HQ3 robotic, that will just be hilarious.
It will show that upgrading is overrated for CEO and gurus. When you play as a guru, you don't upgrade.
Well, it also makes sense. It might also make sense because if you think about it this way, your tiles are inherently less productive.
Yeah, so because tiles are less productive, why do you might as well spend the money to get sub instead of like getting more claims. The efficient buy serial if needs to do something.
But I don't know if there's any room for him left to do anything. Maybe put down space elevators, because there's 60k oxygen launches. That's like the one thing I can think of. But we now have Time Racers, who's managed to take out both Game Slayer and Rocky. And Yep, debt matters
Well,
more with higher difficulties too. Rahi, who is so well set up with patents and optimizations, that the subs are just going to at some point be pulling in ridiculous amounts of money.
it's a bit too late for Division by Zero. Like Time Racer can get the buy just by selling out his stocks.
And Division by Zero is in D debt, so his ability to like use the black market and do things is just so no patents, no optimizations, no nothing except buy out elites.
So
Level
the trick
3
is
robot is going to
the
do
trick
this.
is to sit there, have a lot of cash, just wait for the opportunity to buy up someone. Well played by Time Racer. He also has the most experience of CO.
Optimization routine successful.
He have been playing CO in the past few games, and I think that experience has borne fruit.
There we go. Prepare to worship
An
your
elite
robot
HQ has
overlords,
been
everyone.
upgraded.
Time Racer.
And there we go.
Well played.
HQ3 robot defeats 2 elites and expansive.
So Rahi said that it will be either robot or elite. Seems like robot managed to do it. Perhaps if the other guy and you know the robot, I guess having no life support is a very big thing. Otherwise, it's really hard to make enough profit to cover your life expense. Um,
So you just need to worry about power.
robot. Just have to worry about power and being an IO, right, where life support is even more difficult. A robot is definitely there's a lot of advantage for being a robot.
Yep.
Rahi thinks that her HQ3 elite is a mistake.
Going HQ3 as an elite was a mistake. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like who would have thought that upgrading is a mistake? And Time Racer said that it's a lot better to just save up for the buyout and stop upgrading. So I think that's the strategy he has been aiming for in the past few games, like going to HQ3 and not just wait and wait for enough money to buy out someone.
Yep. And apparently use a good amount of black market on Time Racer's behalf. He bought 3 of the 4 EMPs, one of the power surges, dynamite. So basically get up to where you can make some money, cause enough chaos, and buy people out opportunistically.
He also bought the most claims, right? So the 26k is a lot cheaper than upgrading, but that's one full upgrade already.
Yep. All right. Well, that has been the Guru, where Time Racers is now our guru. So I think that's going to be it for our stream today.
Yeah, 4 games is quite bad, and it was a very fun 4 games. I'm very glad that it worked out.
All right.
Okay. Thanks for playing, and thanks for many copies. Doing a wonderful stream with me, and I'll upload the replay and record and upload the video onto my YouTube channel. I think many copy also will upload his point of view.
Yes, I also uploaded onto my channel, so you can see the other way. You'll see about half of the first game because of that, but other than that, fairly low technical issues today. So
yeah, it worked out pretty smoothly. Thanks everyone. Okay, I'm gonna turn on the stream now. Bye now.
and be seeing you.